Welcome, everyone. This is the first meeting of the 47th Council. Before we start, we'd like to take a moment of silence and observation of Remembrance Day. Okay, we'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are in the Kespequit lands and district of Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq. This territory is covered by the Treaties of Peace and Friendship of 1729, which did not deal with surrender of lands and resources, but in fact established the rules for what was to be an ongoing relationship between nations. Acknowledging, respecting, and offering gratitude to the Mi'kmaq is the first step in many towards reconciliation. We recognize that we are all treaty people. We have responsibilities to each other and this land, and will continue to learn more about how we can deeply engage and move forward with the work of truth, reconciliation, and equity. Next is report of the returning officer. That was me. There were 5 elections held in the municipality in districts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. Districts 5 and 6 were acclaimed. Elected in District 1 was Andre Vino with 74% of the votes. Elected in District 2 was Clarissa Coolin with 76% of the votes. Elected in District 3 was Thomas Bremner with 64% of the votes. Elected in District 4 was Alan Weber with 52% of the votes. Elected in District 5 was Abdullah Asif by acclamation. Elected in District 6 was Tina Connors by acclamation. Elected in District 7 was Sharon Church with 60% of the votes. The details and statistics of the elections are in the package. So for the administration of the oaths, I would ask that each councillor come up to the front of the room one at a time and take their oath in the district order. So first would be Councillor Vino.
I, Andre Vino, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to the law, and I am duly qualified as required by the law for the office of Councillor for the Municipality of the District of Chester, and I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the excuse of any partiality or other undue execution of duties of my office.
Clarissa? That?
Should I leave it on the whole time? No. I, Clarissa Coolin, swear that I will be faithful and bear truth allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs, successors according to law, and that I am dutifully qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Chester, and that I will truly, faithfully, impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward promised therefore for the exercise of any partial or other undue execution of the duties of my office. There's a lot to say. Thanks, ma'am. Thank you very much.
I, Thomas Bremner, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor for the Municipality of the District of Chester, and that I am truly faithful and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward promised thereof for the exercise of any impartiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
I, Alan Weber, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified, as required by law, for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Chester, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward promised thereof or for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
I, Abdallah Asif, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Chester, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
I, Tina Connors, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Chester, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward for or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or any other undue execution of the duties of my office.
I, Sharon Church, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Municipality of the District of Chester, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office. Thank you.
Okay, up next is the election for the office of Warden. So I'm going to call for nominations 3 times.
Sorry, you missed.
Oh, what did I miss? Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We're going to go around the table and let the councillors introduce themselves and say a few words. Start with Sharon. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sharon Church, and I represent District 7, which is, starts at Robinson's Corner, part of Haddon Hill, Marriott's Cove. I go over to Middle River, Wake Up Hill, and out the Windsor Road, Canaan, and Sherwood. And I've sat on council for many years. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I hope that will continue to represent my constituents well. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Abdullah Asif. I represent District 5, which is Martins River, Martins Point, Western Shore, Gold River, including Beach Hill. And this is my 3rd term at council. As Sharon said, I thoroughly enjoy it, and I just like to say, on behalf of the newer councils, welcome to the council table. Hopefully we'll be able to do some good things together here, and I'll pass it on to Andre.
Welcome. I'm Andre Vino, councillor for District 1, which goes from east to the beginning of East Chester boundary, all the way around the Aspetogan to Northwest Cove. I have 1 house in the lodge and 1 house in Sim Settlement. But it's a broad territory, and it's culturally very different. The people on the East Chester side feel they identify more with the village of Chester, and then in the Aspetogan, they have absolutely no affiliation with the village of Chester. So it's a very interesting and diverse place to work as a councillor, which I've been doing since 2012, and with a little gap in there. And yeah, so I guess that's about it. That sums me up.
Good evening, folks. I'm Tom Bremner. I represent District Number 3, which if I try to describe to you, get lost. So I'm going to say half of Stamford's Lake, at the first part of the Commons Road, and then across to Finney Road, and then all the inclusive village. So again, it's a very unique place. We have a lot of voters. I want to recognize the people that have sat here prior to us, and of course us that are here tonight, for what they've contributed to our communities and to the municipality, as well as recognizing the taxpayers and the residents that work on behalf of the betterment of the municipality and what we do and what we try to do. And I too hope to bring some fresh new ideas to the table, and I'm glad to work with such a steep group of people, and I look forward to every moment. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Clarissa Coolin. I represent District 2. I start where Andre stops in Sim Settlement. I do Sim Settlement. I also go around up until considering down to Northwest Cove, Hubbard's, Fox Point, Mill Lake Road. And this side of Halifax, and then of course on the other side, we stop. Hubbard's is lovely split right down the middle. So a majority of Hubbard's, of course, is in Lunenburg County, and then the other half, of course, is in Halifax County. This is my first opportunity to be a councillor. I'm looking forward to learning what I need to learn, getting some support from the people around this table, but I'm also not fearful to put my opinion forth and also to be able to represent District 2 to the best of my ability. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Tina Connors, and I represent District 6, which is New Ross. I don't take for granted any time that I have opportunity to be here at the table, as well as be in the community that I represent, and actually the entire municipality for a number of opportunities there. I was elected in 2012, and am very excited to this day an honor, the honor has never wavered, and the excitement that I feel to represent the community of New Ross and the municipality. Thank you.
Yeah, it is on. Okay. Alan Weber, District 4, and that's, my boundaries are fairly straightforward. Middle River, Gold River, halfway through each one of them, and out as far as Doctors Brook, which is the other side of Chester Grant, halfway to New Ross. And I've served, as most of you are well aware, for quite some time, and it's been a privilege to serve my community, and I don't do it for any other reason than that I want to do the best I can for them, and to work with my fellow councillors to do the best I can for the municipality of Chester as a whole. And I look forward to working with the new councillors. I just thank my community for allowing me to represent them, and that's it.
Okay, now we'll do the nominations for the office of warden. Are there any nominations for the office of warden?
I nominate Alan Weber.
Will you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Are there any further nominations for the office of warden?
Yes, I nominate Andre Vino.
Do you accept the nomination? For the third time, are there any further nominations for the office of warden? Hearing none, can I have a motion to close the nominations?
You need to say you moved to
Second that motion.
Moved by Tom, Councillor Bremner, seconded by Councillor Asif, that the nominations for office of warden close. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, so since there were more than one nominations, according to section 5.1 of the policy P109, Council and Committee Procedural Policy, councillors are permitted to have an equal amount of time as agreed to by council to address councillors. Do the candidates wish to address council? Okay, so how much time would council like to allow for each person to speak?
Whatever you want to use. 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay. All right.
I'll speak after.
Okay. Councillor Vino?
Thank you. I don't think I have the votes, but it's important that we have a democracy here. So I want to talk a bit about what we should expect from a warden. We should expect control and order in meetings. You know, we should expect to have some semblance of Robert's Rules of Order, and that when the public engages with us, that it's done in a respectful manner, and when we engage with one another, it's done respectfully. I think that it's important that if we have delegations from the public, that we don't allow public delegations to come in to say anything they want for as long as they want, with or without respect for council or staff. I think that what that does is it damages our council and it damages our municipality. We also are, in our policy, we actually are supposed to restrict the time limits of our delegations to 10 minutes. And that, I can say, I don't think it's been our practice. You know, when our warden goes to regional meetings, there's an expectation that as our voice, an opinion is made, but then also that whatever is talked about at those meetings should be then relayed to our council. I think that's been missing. Our CAO has been in place, I think, for a couple of years at this point, or 1.5. We haven't done a performance review. That's supposed to be initiated by the warden, and so far we haven't had a vehicle as a council to actually evaluate the performance of our only staff person. Our warden, I think, is important because each of us represents our districts, and we often will attend community functions, but it's also very important that as a council we're represented in the community. So I think it's important that our warden would be visible for community events. Now, it's not something that's in our policy, but I think that's something that we should want and expect from our warden. So those are the comments I had. Just quickly, I jotted a few notes down before this, and I hope that
That's your 2 minutes.
that's it. Okay, well, thank you. Should ask for a 2.5.
This is Warden for quite some time, and I always attempt to do the best job I can at bringing council together to make decisions we can all work together on in the best interests of the people we serve. I'm always open to individual meetings with councillors to help in any way I can with their district concerns or any issues. Ensure the municipality is in a sound financial position is important to me, so that we have the resources we need now and moving forward. Work with our partners on the provincial and federal level to try to accomplish what we can with the resources available to us from them. Engage with local municipal councils, work together where it helps achieve our goals. So I've always worked with the other councils in the region. I like to work with local business groups. The movie industry is a key thing for me. Just this week alone, I've made numerous contacts with them to help with our economic development officer to try to bring more resources to our community and more jobs and more money spent here. I like to ensure we meet our current needs and prepare for the future moving forward. Keep informed of the challenges facing staff. That's an important role for the municipality, for the warden. Work with the CAO and council to address them and ensure we have the resources needed in the environment and an environment the staff are comfortable working in. And I think there's some work that needs to be done on that, and I intend to do it. Thank you.
Thank you. According to Section 5.2 of Policy P109, voting takes place via secret ballot, with counting to take place by scrutineers approved by council. And those scrutineers have been chosen as Chad Hahn and Sam Lamy. So the Deputy CAO is going to pass out a ballot to each person. Put your choice for warden on that, and then she'll come around with the ballot box. Once the ballots are all in the box, the scrutineers will take them out to the lunchroom to count them, and we will take a break while they do that. Okay. Just until the count's done. Okay. Do you want to do it now? Okay, we're going to take a break while the votes are counted. Okay. Before I declare the warden, I'm going to declare the warden, and then I'm going to ask for a motion to have the ballots destroyed by the scrutineers. So Councillor Weber has been elected as warden for the next 4 years. Congratulations. Now, can I have a motion to destroy the ballots? Moved by Councillor Bremner.
Second.
Seconded by Councillor Church. All in favor? Motion carried. Now we're going to take just another short little break for people to change chairs and equipment.
Thank you for your support. Oh, Andre, yeah. And just so that the public is aware, we're in a bit of a learning mode with new technology and a new process of how we're all using it. So we haven't really sorted it all out completely ourselves, so there may be some glitches in it all. But we're going to do our best. So now we'll call for nominations for Deputy Warden.
I nominate Abdallah Asa.
Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Hearing none, I'll declare Abdallah Asif elected. Okay, approval of the agenda and order of business, and I don't think there are any particular changes, are there?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, does anybody else have any changes that I'm unaware of? Somebody prepared to
I'm
move?
sorry, I didn't get it on the agenda package. Sorry.
I got it. It's your on.
I didn't get it in the agenda package, just because it came to me today about I just want to perhaps ask council for a tree for our Wild Rose Park, the municipal park. Usually that's donated. And I spoke just to make sure today, because they have to put the order in from the municipality. But the people that used to donate it, they only have really, really big trees. And they donate one to Together We Can Community Park, but it's probably like 20 or 30 feet high. And staff finds that a little big at Wild Rose. So I would like to be able to put the purchase order in for the other parks. And
You want to add that to the
I
agenda?
want to add that to the agenda. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else anybody wishes to add to the agenda?
I wish to add. Sorry. You've got to put me, I wish to verbal update for Church Memorial Park.
Okay. Anything else? Somebody prepared to move we approve the agenda as amended?
I'll move the agenda as amended.
Seconder? Seconded by Tommy. Moved by Abdallah. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, public input, 15 minutes. Anybody wish to speak this evening? It's Carol? Carol.
Good evening. I want to congratulate the new members and the older ones that are back. and to say that you're not going to get rid of me that easily. I already have ideas for you, Adela, and for people in general. But I wanted to say that it's been a pleasure dealing with the previous council, and since most of you are on that council, the Heritage Society certainly appreciates it. And through the next year, hopefully, I'm still around, we expect to be expanding the range of the Heritage Society and the things that we may or may not be able to do for the municipality. And I think it's wise that the people who are coming on understand that the Heritage Society is the whole municipality. It's not just the village of Chester. And so in that respect, we already hold or have holdings from the Blandford area. New Ross handles theirs beautifully, and we have our own from the area here and whatever we've collected. So we need to start thinking about what heritage is and considering whether perhaps we could become a heritage municipality. We have lots of reasons to consider that. And it seems to me that it will be or would be a way to sell us to the world and to tourism as such, other than a beautiful seascape and some boats. Just my thoughts. Anyway, congratulations to all of you. I'm glad to see you're all back again, and congratulations, Mr. Warden.
Thank you for your work. We had one more person? So I don't forget the name and civic address, please.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Laura Broom, and my civic address is 1027 Fraxville Road in New Ross. I'm here tonight to ask council to review an order placed against me by the Fences and Arbitration Committee dated October 15th, 2024. I've provided information packages for each of you that contain more information and a list of questions that I would like answers to. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Laura Broom. I live in New Ross. I have 4 children. I've been separated for the last 7 years, and in that time span, I've done 2 surrogacies for couples. I have a farm property where my family's horses are kept and a farmhouse I rent out. I am currently under an order that I cannot physically or financially comply with. And therefore, I'm about to lose my horses and my farm to the municipality. If this happens, my friend Dee and her 3 children are gonna be homeless. My horses have been an emotional support to my children, especially to my daughters who've lost their father to suicide 4 years ago. What originally started this issue was an order from Animal Welfare to remove all the barbed wire off my property. I started to replace the fencing and had several issues. I did construct a solid fence last fall, to which the Fence and Arbitration Committee approved, except it needed to be electrified as stated in an order I received November 30th of 2023. I was unable to do so within the time frame, and the municipality under that order was going to do the work and put that as a lien on the property. The municipality did not do that work or communicate with me. They had no intention of completing it. I have made several improvements to the fence since that time, which include complete electrification, weed removal along the fence line, increased visibility of the fence, and replaced damaged posts. I feel that this new order is unnecessary, as once the fence was fully electrified on September 4th, there hasn't been a complaint since. I am unsure as to the reasoning behind the Fence Committee placing a new order that demands my entire fence to be redone according to fencing guidelines for cattle by the Department of Agriculture, seeing as my fence already meets the guidelines for horses as stated in that same document. I have had to make a FOIPOP application to access details of complaints they said they have received. I am being threatened with summary fence tickets in the soon-to-be amount of $5,000 per ticket if my horses are loose on my own property, which I have yet to see which act or bylaw that is in violation of. I have until November 14th, 2024, which is next Thursday, to complete this order, which I know I cannot have completed. My current fence is working. The next step by the Fence and Arbitration Committee is they intend to seize my horses and have maritime fencing come in and do the fence according to the order, which is using cattle fencing guidelines. And the cost of all this has been estimated at $40,000 plus. And a lien will be placed on my farm property, which I will have to pay in a timely manner, or the property will be sold in a tax sale. This matter has been extremely stressful for me and my family. I've had to leave my employment due to the stress. I'm here tonight to ask council to review this matter and cease the order at hand, as my only other option is to proceed with my appeal through Supreme Court and request a stay of motion. I thank you for your time.
Thank you. I know that was difficult for you. I would need a report from staff and the solicitor, because I don't know much about this. So somebody will have to tell me what we can and cannot do.
I know what we can do.
Well,
Yeah, we can have a
Yeah,
report.
I was not aware of this, not in this.
no, and I don't know this.
Report and some legal advice, yeah.
Yeah, so when would we receive that? Prior to her,
Next
any further action being taken?
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll receive a report next week, and there'll be no further action taken until after we review that. Anyone else wish to speak? I didn't see anybody else's hand. Okay, oh, sorry.
Sorry, I feel silly talking now, but I just wanted to say congratulations to everybody who got elected. And it was nice to see some getting cake to the council before the election, and I hope that continues into the new term.
Thank you. Okay, appointment of nominating, oh, sorry. I did, yes, well, you should, yeah, unless you can't.
Do you want to just give a quick break here?
Just, well,
I'm very, very nervous. But I just wanted to say that the planning and engagement sessions, now that there's a provincial election, November 26th is the day of the next meetings. So if anybody who's working, the afternoons are, you can't get there anyway. And if you got to vote and go to a meeting, it's not easy. So I think that needs to be addressed. And I do also feel that all meetings should be in the evenings, because you can't attend if you're working all day to pay your municipal taxes. So.
thank you. We'll take a look at that. I don't know.
Ask your name.
Could we get your
Oh,
name
your
and
name.
your address, please?
Sorry, it's Linda Collicutt, 31 Bolks Point Road.
Thanks. Just so council knows, we've already changed the engagement sessions. Once the election was set, we had already sent out the cards, and then they set the election date. So this week, we made a decision at the staff level to change those meeting dates. Notification will be going out. It's been posted on Facebook. We are looking at potentially a mail strike, so we're hoping that we get those in the mail before any mail strike.
The last ones that you did, I know I'm cutting you off, but the last ones for the first meeting came after the actual meeting.
That one,
We are,
first ones
we
didn't
are
work.
aware, they were at the printer in time and they didn't make it from the printer to the, yeah, yeah. So they will be moved, and we're slowing it down, so they'll be in the new year, so there should be lots of notice, as long as there's not a mail strike. Till the new year. So the next ones will be in the new year, and we'll make sure that it's on Facebook, it's posted. If we need to do radio ads in case of a mail strike, we will, but they have been postponed.
Okay, thank you. So we're now on to appointment of nominating committee, and I appoint 3, right? Yeah.
And the first one you name is the chair.
I'll appoint Tommy Bremner. Andre Vino, and Sharon Church. And a date for the meeting, well, you were thinking that it would be November 13th? Yeah? Following the orientation session, unless that doesn't work for somebody. Okay? Okay, minutes of the previous meeting, cancel, special meeting, October 17th. Errors or omissions? Moved by Sharon.
Second.
Seconded by Abdallah. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. There are no proclamations or designations that I'm aware of.
No.
Committee reports, Recreation and Parks, Councillor Church.
Thank you. The motions are on the screen. The rec committee met, and there are two motions for acceptance here. And the first motion, 2024-478, is concerning the terms of reference of the committee. They've had difficulty recruiting members, and sometimes there's vacancies because the way the terms have been set up. So I would, the motion says moved by Brad Armstrong, seconded by Pat Bates, that the committee recommend to council to amend the Recreation Committee terms of reference so that when a member serves 2 consecutive 3-year terms, if no one has applied for that appointment, the current member can reapply for an additional term. So I would move that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Moved by Sharon, seconded by Abdallah. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried.
And the second motion, which is recreation grants, just for the public, the committee, Recreation Committee sits and reviews the recommendations for grants. And I would move that we approve that and remove number 17 from that motion, but approve the remaining ones.
Seconder? Okay, moved and seconded? Izzy? Or Izzy? Clarissa? Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried.
And then further to that, I should make a motion to defer number 17, which was on the grant list, which was for South Shore schooners, until we get some outstanding financial information.
Moved by Sharon,
I'll second that motion.
seconded by Abdallah. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. That's that. Okay, 14.1, request for decision prepared by Strategic Management, interim report, week 7, water distribution program.
Here. I got it.
There it is, on now, okay, good. Good evening, council. You have a report in your package dated November the 7th, but that is the interim report for week 7 of our water distribution program. So tonight, I just wanted to bring you up to date with any changes in that report, and then move forward for a request for a decision on where to go next with the program. So from your report, as of November 7th, we're now recorded 245 low to dry wells. That's an increase of 50 dry wells from the interim report in your package. And the tracking now shows that in the last 2 weeks, we've now exceeded the dry wells reported in our 2022 program, and that are about 87% of our 2020 program. The participants, we've recorded as of today an additional 141 participants, bringing us to a total of 480 participants in the programs. And we've issued an additional 3,500 water coupons, bringing us to a total of 14,278 coupons issued to date. Those week 9 coupons expire November the 10th. So our 2022 program lasted 7 weeks, ending in mid-October, with 242 dry wells and 481 participants and 11,000 coupons issued. In comparison, this year to date, week 9, we've now exceeded those coupons issued compared to our 2022 or 2020 program. We have seen a good increase, though, in our well improvement policy and program. We're up, I believe, 6 or 7 people that have applied for that, which is a good move from the point of view of well improvements, and so that's a positive note on that. There's really no significant change in the distribution from that mapped in your November 7th report. The primary areas are in Chester Basin, Western Shore, Gold River, and Martins Point. Very little uptake in the New Ross area and also in the Hubbards and Mill Cove area. The estimated expenses to date as of November the 7th, we're using the retail outlets in Chester and Hubbards and in New Ross, and we're looking at right now with what we've reconciled, we're at approximately 21,000 in redeemed coupons, which is just slightly over the forecast of 22,000. By far, the majority of the coupons are coming from the Foodland area, and so we're using that as our modeling for forecasting forward. So the other update is we have recently received the provincial precipitation forecast, and unfortunately, the longer range computer models right now extend to mid-December, and the overall outlook is for continued dry conditions, with precipitation being much below the average for this time of the year. There is, though, one signal of a potential tropical moisture coming in the last 2 weeks of November through typical tropical storms in the fall. So we're counting on some rain, hopefully within the last 2 weeks of November. So as a summary, right now we've recorded, as I said, 245, and we're at or exceeding our 2022 program. And also with the coupons, we've exceeded the coupons issued at this present time. So there's a recommendation going forward. The initial recommendation in your report was that we extend the program until November the 17th, sorry. That was an additional cost of approximately $7,000 over the budget. There are some options, though, based on the council agendas, and I wanted to maybe just put those forward. Based on the council dates of November 14th, we could review that again and extend possibly to November 24th. That would be an additional $4,000 to $5,000 worth of expenditures. Not expecting a lot to change in 1 week from today to the 14th. The next council review would be scheduled for December the 12th, which is quite a ways in the future. So if we wanted to look at going as far as that, we would be looking at a decision point for December the 1st or December the 15th. But if you're looking at that, then the costs are going to be considerably up, and we're forecasting right now probably in the range of $43,000 to $47,000 if we extended it right through to mid-December. So I just wanted to bring that forward and then maybe open it for discussion.
It doesn't look like we're going to get any rain over the next couple of weeks.
The provincial forecast has some rain in over the before the end of November.
Yeah.
But overall, until mid-December, there's not gonna be a lot.
And we have, we're gone away on a conference, so we won't be holding the council meeting. I mean, it may make sense, I guess, to just extend it.
We could extend it to the end of November. It's up to you.
Tommy?
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I believe that this is such an important, and, you know, we're facing this more and more, and I think we can't drop the ball here. We have to make the water accessible. So I would like to see us go to the 15th of December, and, you know, we just have to help people. That's what we're here for.
Make that a motion?
I will. I'll make that a motion. We move this forward to December 15th to continue the program.
Do we have a seconder? Second. Seconded by Clarissa. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried.
There was just one other issue, and that, I just wanted to, we have received a couple of complaints, very low, but with respect to supply of bulk water, but there's not much we really can do about that. We're supplying the critical water for drinking, and there's not a lot of options that we can do there. And we're talking, you know, a very small percentage of the citizens that are actually doing that. So,
Well,
yeah.
drinking water is the most important thing to them.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Hopefully, things will improve. Yeah. Okay, 14.2, Infrastructure and Operations, J-Class Paving Program, cost update.
Good evening, Council.
Evening.
I'm here today to sort of recommend that Council, or recommended to Council by Infrastructure and Operations, that Council approve the following increase in costing for the approved submission to Nova Scotia Department of Public Works for consideration into the J-Class Cost Share Programme of Forest Village Road at $154,000. Earlier in the year, we had an estimate for the Forest Village Road of $215,000, meaning that the cost share for the municipality would be $107,500. We received a letter from Department of Public Works on the 22nd of October, and it stated that the work, they've received quotes coming because they commissioned the work, for a total of $308,000. So it increases our cost share amount by $47,000 to a total of $154,000. So I'm asking that Council approve that, and that the Warden Webber signs the form to return to the Public Works Department.
I'll sign it if they approve it. Any discussion?
You know, I'm a firm believer that when we get picked for any of these projects, to do it. And that's been our practice, and I see no reason to change now.
Clarissa?
What was the time frame between when the first quote was coming in to this new quote that has now been arrived to your desk? I mean, what is it, like months?
It's months, yes. So
So it went up $90,000 between, if we're cost sharing $47,000 more?
there are two, so the original estimate that comes to Council, I believe in April
Of this year?
March or April every year.
Okay.
That's an internal estimate. When our list of top 10 dreadful roads go to the the province, they select which one, some or none of those 10. They then put it out to tender a provincial-wide programme.
Correct.
And then when they receive that, those quotes come back in, then they distribute that information to the or the affected municipalities.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between the 215,000 and
To the 308.
the 308.
Yeah.
So it was our original estimate compared to the actual quote that came into the province.
Okay.
Yeah, the first cost wasn't from a private sector company. It was just an estimate by Department of Transportation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for clearing that.
Thank you.
So what do you want to do?
I'll second that motion.
Moved by Clarissa, seconded by Abdallah. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Infrastructure and operations, you coming back up, or is that somebody else? Fred? Phase 1 change order on wastewater.
Good evening and congratulations, Council. My report, I usually just do the highlights there, and any questions, I can go back over it, no problem. But basically, in March 2022, Council looked at strategic priorities for wastewater expansion. And the one they selected for funding was the servicing of Stanford Lake Road and the upgrade, well, that was phase 1, and the upgrade of 3 lift stations for phase 2, and then the upgrade of the wastewater treatment plant. Phase 1 is almost complete. The projects went very well, and part of the work for phase 1 was a valve chamber and other assorted material on the property where we have an easement there for the Foundry lift station on North Street. And while we're there, like, the design has already been awarded for all 3 phases. So we got prices, from the contractor that's already there on this private property to finish the work off. And we feel we got a good price. A lot of that price is the pumps and panels. We already have standing offers for the pumps and panels. They're the ones that do the work for us. So the price they gave us is very reasonable. It's within our budget. And if we decided to tender that separately for the next construction year, then the price would likely be higher. We'd have to go and reinstate the property twice. Even this change order, which is really part of the phase 2 budget, is still within the phase 1, so it's going well. That's what we recommend. And it's basically 264,000. And we like your approval. Any questions? Happy to answer them.
Anybody, any questions? We've got to finish it.
Yeah, and it looks well for the other phases too. Right.
And if we wait, it costs more, so.
Yeah.
I'll move that we select option 1 to go ahead and, with the proposed change order in the amount of $264,900.
Right.
Moved by Sharon, seconded by Tom. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried. Okay. Who's doing 16.1?
That's the information.
Oh, that's just information, yeah, unless somebody has questions. Okay, so now I'm on to Abdallah, a tree for Wild Rose Park, and the long and the short of it is you want the municipality to get you one, take it over there.
Yes, and as I'm,
Sorry, that'll be red.
yeah, just for the audience, we have 2 wonderful parks in my district. Together We Can Community Park, which was the old Gold River School, and Wild Rose Park, which is owned by the municipality. And we own the school as well, but it's leased to a nonprofit. And for probably the last 5 or 6 years, we've had residents in my area that have donated 2 trees to that both sites. And today, I got an email from our staff here. They were just putting an order together for the Christmas trees for the different areas in the municipality. And I just wanted to touch base with the donors for the tree, and I'm glad, because she said they only have big trees like the staff has. And Skippy would know they're big trees, and they have to do some adjustment to them, so we decided, I thanked them that, and they were actually willing to donate, and I said, well, you know what, I really appreciate you guys went over and above, and I would bring it to council tonight so that we can actually get on the move to order the tree with the other orders for the other things, and that's why I brought it forward tonight, so I don't know if, I guess you need a motion for that, Alan? It's a request.
Yeah, I would. Do we purchase them for any
Yes,
other?
they, from what Jillian, I think, said.
So I spoke to staff today. My understanding is that what we've done in the past is they get donated, and staff then, the municipality will provide the
Lights and put
people
'em out.
to do the lights and to put the trees up, but the trees get donated because that's typically how that is typically how we've done
Okay,
it, yeah.
okay, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We buy trees for the municipal building, for
Yes.
the offices, but
So this,
not
we're,
for the
this being,
communities, yeah.
that's why I requested it, because it's a municipal park.
Oh, it's a municipal park.
It's a municipal park, that's what Wild Rose, they're still donating the one to Together We Can, because that's a separate, so I just thought, if they, I mean, they're willing to pay for the tree if someone buys a tree, but I said, you know, from what I understand, you know, the municipality buys some trees for outside, or, and,
Yeah.
I don't know about if we have any municipal other parks, but.
Yeah, we don't, so we
Yeah.
have Parade Square, which also gets donated, so
Yeah.
there's none that we buy for our parks at all.
Okay.
So, you know.
One in Chester Basin is donated, and that's a municipal park as well.
Well, and I don't want to put Gippy on the spot, and I see him here, but I would defer to you, Gippy, what do you think? I mean, I can get them to donate it, but,
They'll have to cut it up.
you have,
We've always set them up.
okay,
Get them donated, we'll do it again.
okay, thank you. Okay, I'll rescind my request there, and I'll contact them, and, perfect, thank you.
Okay. Sharon, you want to talk about Church Park?
Yes, just,
You're on.
I'm on, just a little update. And for the audience, Church Memorial Park is the Eleanor Pugh facility in Chester. And the board have hired a new manager, number one. Vanessa Stevens has been hired as of October 1st. Tom Bremner is retiring. But I guess more. Oh, gee, Tommy Graves. Sorry, you're right. You're not retiring yet. And just more important, they undertook a feasibility study to determine whether it made sense to repair the existing rink or come up with another option. And council had funded that feasibility study, I think up to $100,000. And anyway, the board discussed the matter, and they unanimously made a motion to support building a new facility. So that's really important. I know that they're going to be coming to council to chat about that, you know, and just what that new model is going to look like. So I just wanted to put that out there, that they will, you know, be coming to us, and they're certainly going to be coming in shortly anyway, because their four-year funding, of course, stops with this last council term. We have provided them funding for the four-year period in a certain amount, so that they knew what they were getting for budgeting. So they will be coming in anyway, but just, I guess we all did receive the feasibility study to review, and the board has reviewed it, and that's what they determined. So they're moving forward. Thank you.
Questions, anybody? Well, they'll be in, so that's when we'll ask the questions. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
I do have a question. You said that every four-year term, the rink gets money. From council, yeah. So can I ask you what that frame of money is, like what the amount is? Every four-year term, now a new council's coming in, so they're going to be allotting different amounts, but
Yes, I think last term it was $75,000 per
Annually.
year. for the 4-year term.
So 75,000 annually,
75,000.
75,000 annually,
Yes,
every year for 4 years.
yes. And the rink is not owned by councils. A lot of people believe that the municipality owns the facility, but it's not. A nonprofit owns that facility and operate it.
So
If
we'll
that
have to
helps.
take a look at that again for this term.
It's a big decision here that they're making.
Okay,
Thank you.
people, that's the end of the agenda. We have a couple of in-camera matters, but we're going to go on break because one of the people coming in to speak to us is not due until 7:30, so.
So we're on a
So-
break.
So we're going to adjourn until around 25 after, and then we'll do the one item that you need to be here for. Then you can take off, whatever.